Anyway, we can start. We'll let Afnan in a moment when he comes. So, what did you guys find? What did you think of? Did you see like the different things in Google Docs and the different programs, the different Zoom? Did you find out how to do the Zoom thing that you were looking at, Muniz?
Yeah, I think that the difference I noticed, Arthur, is the Zoom that you have. I think it's a different version, and probably it's like a paid version, not the free
Yeah, it
version,
is
right?
great. That's right.
So you have additional functionalities.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
see. Ah, well, there you go. That's why Zoom forces you to basically pay for stuff. So,
yeah. So yeah, because I noticed that you have got extra buttons there, the breakout rooms and everything, which we don't have. We don't see it in our. Yeah.
really, you don't have any of these things? That seems kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the others, but that's what I noticed yesterday. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the right.
Okay.
Right? Guys,
So,
do
all
you
right.
also have the same
I
thing,
mean,
guys?
breakout sessions is something that you should have, I'm assuming. Okay.
I
Anyway,
don't have.
you do or don't? Don't have. Okay.
No.
I guess that only works for the paid version because they want you to pay.
Oh,
But Microsoft Teams, I'm guessing you've got something like that. All right. And the okay, so hang on. Let's see. What about the facilitating group and work projects? How did you guys find that?
That's for me personally is a revelation because, well, I know about Google Docs and all those things, but I've never really used them before. But now, since it was mentioned there, I went in and checked a lot of things that you can do there. So yeah.
And there, I want to show you some other stuff today as well. Okay. But like there's different kinds of online tools and things, and then like the whiteboard concepts, and everything. So there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't want to, there's just so many, but I'll share a few of them with you. Okay. And one of the things that we want to do, of course, is maximize what's available so that we can get more people to interact with us.
Yeah.
Okay, and so let's see. Afnan is not here right now still. Okay, but so what about like questions? Okay, do you have any questions on the questions?
No, only on the breakout sessions.
Okay.
So I wasn't really clear about, is there a functionality that we can put in the breakout rooms, like clear instructions. So those who go, say for example, you've got 3 breakout rooms, A, B, and C, and so we as facilitators, we provide a general what you call that do's and don'ts, and what are some of the things that we need to discuss and all that. But then when they go into the breakout rooms, right, is there a way for us to actually put it in the breakout room to say, okay, these are the things that you need to discuss?
Well, no. Okay, what you do? Okay, technically, see, I mean, this is where, in that case, where you have, it's not in the breakout room. All right. So what you're doing essentially is you're getting everybody to log on. Say, for example, hey, go to this place, right? And this, whatever the place is, it's going to have your it's also going to have your what do you call it? The It'll have the section where you will be able to see whatever the people have already online. Okay, so it'll have that already online. Okay, and with that, you have the so they go into the breakout room. Before you go into the breakout room, you say, okay, log on to Google Docs, whatever, and it can be a Google Doc, like as in a Microsoft Word type thing. It can be a Google slide, which could be like a PowerPoint. It can be, any of these things that you put together. Okay.
Okay. Hmm. In fact, if that's the case, right, if I were to break them up into, say, 3 different breakout rooms, and each breakout room need to discuss a particular topic or a question, I can also do that also, right?
You could. And I mean, again, it depends on how many people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're, if you've got like 50 people, you might want to, have first of all use automatic breakout rooms, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you you don't want to go and like put everybody in there,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have the if you have um, the foundation, then you'll of like what you want to do. So for example, here are the instructions for the exercise. So if people are going to have an exercise, maybe they're going to talk to each other or communicate or do some kind of like element where they're asking each other questions, whatever. Okay, you have that already listed down in a, let's say, a Google slide. Okay, and then you just get everybody to either view or share, whatever. You share the link for the Google slide that has the specific instructions. So that way they can just say, what, instead of saying, what were we supposed to do? They go in and they look at it and they go, oh, okay, we're supposed to do this, 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 this.
Okay, okay, cool.
Okay?
Okay, good. All right, got it. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Okay, and so what else? Okay, any other questions on some of the videos that we got today? Ah, there we go. Afnan is coming. Any other questions on what we're working with?
No, at the moment, no.
Just now I was exploring with in Microsoft Teams.
Right.
They also have got a facility, an option for you to set up breakout rooms. And what's interesting that I notice is, as a facilitator, you are able to actually go into each of the breakout rooms and notice what's happening, and then maybe prompt them by asking the relevant questions and then coming out.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether Zoom has that.
Yeah, you can go see that we're in the video. One of the things I mentioned is that you can go into each of these.
Yeah.
All you do is you just put yourself inside of that of whatever it is that place is, right? So you go into the breakout room. It's like walking around the table, right? So whenever you're there, you're walking in a physical place. You're walking around the table, and so you're hey, how are you doing? And then from here, then you go over to this other one, okay? And that's really the key element in that.
Okay, got it. I'll
Okay.
review that. Yep, thanks.
All right. So anything else on that?
No.
Afnan, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm great.
Okay, and so how are you? How are you? Any questions on the stuff that we were talking about?
No, so far I'm clear. The video given was clear and I understand everything.
Okay. All right. Okay. So right now, what I'm going to just kind of share a couple of the ideas on some of the other stuff that we can do. Okay. So one thing, let me quickly just share my screen. Okay. So this one here, this is basically called Miro. And with Miro, you can have all kinds of different things. So this is like a mind map section. And you can, use all these other things. You can create mind maps, story maps, Kanban framework. They got all kinds of different frameworks and things that you can do in this. It's kind of like a whiteboard also, but it actually has very specific types of things that you can put together to create your own kind of board. okay? And so these are also very good for interaction and doing stuff, okay? And you can look at that through miro.com.
Is it free or you have to pay for the?
Everything is one, you know how it is, right? It's free. It's free as long as you don't want to use it too much, right? And, you know, it's the same stuff everywhere. I mean, all these people, you know, all this. I mean, you know, we develop a lot of online tools and stuff like this. Hey, programmers are expensive. You know, you got to find a way to make some money off of it, right? So another thing that we use, for example, is Prezi. Okay, so with Prezi, like these are the, you know, what we do with Prezi here. Let me just kind of give you an idea. So for example, here is, here, I'll just go ahead and do this one. Okay, with Prezi, you have these different elements of you know, of story. Now, Prezi, the way that they set it up, Prezi sets it up so, oh, you know, you've got one thing and then it goes to the next, you zoom in and it goes here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do that, but might as well use PowerPoint. There's no point, right? But if you want to do story-based programs, okay, then you can get to kind of do something like this, where you basically can, you know, go through, oh, here's the storybook and whatever, and you can kind of read the storybook, and then you go on to like what, you know, you've got your characters that you're introducing, and you can talk about yourself and, you know, all the stuff that you've done and all these different things. And anyway, then, so you go to, hang on. So then you go into like all these, basically you go into your story. Okay, and you can even weave that little bit about, you know, like talking about yourself and do that. But then you're weaving into your story. What are the different things that are going on? And so you tell the story around this. So like the hero is Rama, and he's running around with these, you know, with these different characters and so on and so on. And then they achieve this and find this and everything else. So that is how we present a lot of our training with our DC, is we present it through story, because story gets people to kind of really connect with not just the content, but they connect the content to the story, which creates more retention. So you have more connection to the actual story. Okay, so that is Prezi. All right, and then here, this is like Zeitboard, and you can, you know, this is basically like Jamboard, except that Jamboard is free and you don't have to pay for it. Lumo, this is another one. You can go ahead, create a new board, whatever. You can just call it whatever you want, and it'll, you know, it's the same kind of stuff that you basically have with Jamboard. It's just got more colors, and actually it doesn't really have necessarily more colors, but it's got different stuff, so you can, you know, do different kinds of things, and you can change your colors and do whatever. And of course Jamboard, which we've already kind of gone through, and this one, Mentimeter is really cool. So what I've done here is I am going to share with you something else. Okay, and hang on. See if you can access this on your phone. I'm going to change the sharing. Okay, you guys see this QR code?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so get your phone, and Munis, it might be difficult since you're actually using your phone. But if you can, just go through your phone, just put it on camera. It should automatically pick this up, which will take you to a web page. Okay, and then this one will take us to the results, and there's a question there. Okay, so that question is basically, what do you think of this training? Okay, so you can do all kinds of stuff with Mentimeters. You can do like live graphs, you can do all kinds of things. So this one, I really like this one. This one's cool. So I would, so go ahead now and just type in some words. You should have, if you clicked on that, you should have like a little thing that's got 5 words. Type in words that best describe this training. Type in 5 words that best describe this training. Maybe it's not working because yeah, there it is. Okay, so here we've got this is this is stuff that you guys have written, and the bigger the word, the more people use that word. And so people will be able, so especially if you've got a larger class, it ends up creating more words. So the more words you put into this, the better it sounds, or the more you can see.
Mm. This
Okay.
is interesting. This is interesting.
Now this one is just the word cloud, though. This one is just the word cloud. So with Mentimeter, let me show you. Let me kind of go on this also, okay, and find out where we are with that. Here we are. Okay, and it should already be on, but it's not. So there's other things that you can do with this. Okay, so you can create a like, for example, a new presentation, and it's going to ask you what kind of things you want to do. So we're going to type this test. Okay. And so you've got things like a graph, for example. So you can have scales. Okay. So scales will make it like this. Okay, you've got multiple choice. You can do word cloud, open-ended, so people can actually type stuff. Do not recommend this because then it's too much stuff. Okay. You've got things like grids. Okay, so grids will basically, let's say for example, you've got one multiple choice question, right? Here, let's just do this really quick. And so we're going to put this on here. So item 1, we're gonna go ahead and type in item 1. Okay, so we've got, for example, here in dimensions, you've got horizontal axis is effort and vertical axis is impact. All right, and now what we want to do is go ahead and say item 1. Okay, so here we go. Item 1, okay, is, all right, practicality. All right, and then item 2 is going to be interest. Okay, item 3 is going to be profitable. Okay, and item 4, let's say, what do we say? Okay, interesting. Okay, so these are the items that we've got now. All right, so now so we've got that here. All we're going to do here is, first of all, we're going to share this. Okay, so that means this little QR code. Can you see that? Can you try to get that with your phone? Okay, or if not, I'm going to put this voting link right here in the chat. Okay, so that's the voting link, which you can also use the QR code to do it. Okay, and now we want to present. So now we're presenting. So now what I'd like you to do is hopefully you've already got that link or you've got the QR code. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, rate practicality, interest, potential profitability, and interest. Okay, how interesting is this course? How practical is this course? How interesting is this course? How profitable can it help you to be? And oh, I said interest 2 times. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we'll make, so anyway, there we go. So we've got, in this particular case, we've got effort, impact, whatever. Anyway, I mean, you can set it up in any way you want, right? And so there you can automatically see what people have said based on the applications that they have put into this. Okay? Everybody did that already?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to this. Okay, stop sharing the screen. Okay, and now, so anyway, these are some of the things that that I just at least wanted to show you today for the different kinds of applications that you can do, the different kinds of systems you can use besides that. So now what we're going to do is I'd like you to, which ones of out of the things that I've shown you, which are the things that you would most likely use more often? Okay, Prabha.
Among the link that you shared, is it?
Yeah, well, today plus also including the ones from the videos as well, not just today.
Think think Miro and Limnu. I think for me that one is much easier.
Okay.
And then I also did some Google. So there is a flexi quiz, type form, word mean, and all those things. I did Google on that also, and it's also interesting.
Okay. So I'm going to be putting these the links to these right here. All right. So we've got Miro, we've got Prezi.
All right.
We've got Zeitboard,
Limnu, and Mentimeter.
Yes. Okay.
I think we can make use of all these things depending on the activities that we are going to plan. I think we have several choices lah. Several choices. Make fun in the class.
Okay. All right. Okay. How about Afnan? What do you think?
Well, for me, definitely I will choose the free one, which is the Jamboard.
You know, I mean, honestly, besides the fact that it's free, Jamboard is just easier.
Yes, easier.
I mean, some of these others are a little bit more this or over there, but it's not so interesting. And it's just a Jamboard. It's already part of your Google account. It's already there. So it's like, boom, you've already got it. It's just easier.
Because yesterday I did my online training, and when it comes to discussion and giving ideas, everything, I noticed that Jamboard is very, very practical for me to use with my during my session. So I can ask them to join in the program and then to participate, to give their feedback. Everything is so easy. And plus, for the participant also, when they want to join in, they just have to have their own Gmail account. That's it. Easy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a lot easier. I totally agree with that for that kind of a thing. You know, now also, you know, like presentation types, there's different kinds of presentation types too, right?
Yes, correct. And one thing that they shared to me yesterday was concept board. Concept
Okay.
board, yeah, it's almost similar as Miro. Almost similar as Miro, but you have to pay for it.
I mean, Miro, the thing about Miro is that it's already got like predefined little, you know,
Template.
predefined templates.
Yes.
So that's why Miro, you can, do stuff with it. You can have already established structures that you can use. But yeah, I mean, you don't have the free, it's still free to a certain point. You can use a few things. And if you want all the advanced cool things, then you have to pay.
Have to pay, yes. Because Miro, yesterday also we did use concept board. It's almost the same as Miro. And luckily the participants shared me concept board. So some of them use concept board, putting all those diagrams and fishbone, all those stuff. So it's very interesting. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, most of them say, okay, why don't we just use Jamboard? It's easy, is there, everybody have Gmail account, so the program runs better rather than you have to register again for another account and etc.
Exactly. And now, what about, okay, now with the good thing also about Mentimeter though is you can have a QR code which everybody can use with their phone. So you can even use this in a live session. Anybody that's got a phone, you just put a QR code up, boom, and on your slide, people can just immediately take it from there and automatically go and vote or add their ideas or whatever. And you can see it real time. I mean, with 3 people online, I mean, it's kind of instant because but when you've got like 20 people online or 30 people online, it really has a very different perspective.
Yes.
As you can start to see this goes here and there and people get to see all these different things. So I like Mentimeter. Okay, Muniz, how about you? What are the elements of what we've been talking about that you can use as well?
I think I would agree with Afnan. I would probably use Jamboard and maybe I would also might use word clouds.
Okay, well, the word cloud's the one we just used now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is Mentimeter. Yeah, that one was.
Oh yeah, Mentimeter. Yeah.
Right. So that's just one of the things. I guess especially for you because you've got relationships. So what are what are the words that you would use to describe your spouse and you can do this with, let's say, for example, all the men and see what are the words that they would use to describe their spouse in a class, right? And then you do it with so now you do a separate one with all the women, okay? And you've got one for men and one for women and see what the differences are. I mean, that in itself would creates an opportunity to kind of see the different perspectives, but also see the words that are the same, big giant words of where there's a lot of common perspectives.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Okay. And
that
so
was what I was having in mind.
But that concept also, for example, let's look at safety, okay, with the word cloud. Okay. So what are some of the, so you basically get, what are the breakdowns in safety? Okay, so everybody type in, 3, 4 words. You can set it up. It's just 1 word, 5 words, 10 words, whatever. Okay, so what does safety mean to you? Just type in 5 words. Okay, and then you can also put, make a separate one. Okay, that's one for, let's say, managers and one for, less than manager level. So for example, okay, all the managers go to this side and all the, all the non-managers are over here. And actually see the differences. And then you can use this for a discussion for comparison. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and so then we also have the, what are some of the other things that you can use this for? Okay, so let's just take, all right, Jamboard. What are some of the applications for Jamboard that you can immediately see? Besides, okay, obviously I'm doing some brainstorm, mind maps. Okay, what are other applications for, Afnan, you had mentioned, you're getting feedback on the Jamboard. Can you explain how that works?
Okay, let's say for example, because before the topic was, I was sharing more on how to use WebEx. Okay,
Okay.
the topic was how to use WebEx. So in the beginning, I asked them, when people say about e-learning or learning by phone or by laptop, what do you feel and what are the stereotype or skeptic that you're facing? And then everybody will put in all their thought, and they say it's a new thing, it's a new era, and you have to learn it. So from there you can see their world of their mind. What do you call this? There's a special their, oh my goodness, I suddenly forgot the word. You can see the way they are thinking. Yes, that's the word.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
how you think. So at least when you try to explain something, you know that this person, you cannot use a lot of internet jargon. You have to use layman terms. But this guy, okay, they know about internet, they know about technology, so you can use sophisticated word, something like that.
All right. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. So, what other applications, Muniz? What other applications could you use
Um,
to any of the stuff that we've been looking at? What are some of the applications, ideas that you can, that you can create interaction with?
No, I particularly like the way you did with regards to, the way we conduct the whole session here. Basically, when we meet up, we talk about some ideas and how to do this and that. But then, how do you set the explanation of the whole concepts and things like that via YouTube videos? And that is something that I definitely would be using, in terms of explaining certain concept through YouTube videos, and then having sessions like this, just to talk about how do you do this and that.
Well, you know that scientifically, this is actually more effective than a live program.
Yeah, I can see that, Arthur, because the things that we learn about, right? I think the retention is much better compared to a face-to-face.
Because you have an opportunity to look at, and get it in small bites and implement it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right, okay. Prabha, anything else from you?
For me, overall, if you ask me about safety, I think this online learning will be much more effective than physical training, because why, you have already shared the way how they can involve themselves, put their thinking and see videos and then give their views all the while, because safety is more on rules and regulation. It's a dry sessions. Yeah, I agree with that. And most of them I see, if I conduct a physical class, I'm the one who is will be very active, drawing here, going there, going here. Others all will be sitting and watching only. So what I do, I implement group work, like a Kahoot, and then I try to design puzzles specifically for topics and all that, so that they won't get bored. But I believe that if I can utilize all these online games, online links and all that, it will be more and more interesting. And then as what Munish shared, the retention will be much more higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in that. I think good market for me.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Yes, I really like it.
There's another one that, I mean, this has got a whole bunch of types of things that are, I mean, there's different kinds of games and stuff. It's called Playmo. I'm going to put it into the into here. Personally, I think it's not really that exciting, but I put it in there so that you can check it out on your own anyway, so that you can have your own concepts, ideas, whatever. Just check it out, see what they've got. They've got all these different types of games for different situations and everything. I personally, no, I mean, I don't use it, but at least it's there for you guys if you want to get some ideas and some concepts. They give you all kinds of game ideas. Okay.
Mhm.
So the interaction element, I mean, again, this whole part is not just about getting people to have fun, but practically getting people involved, engaged, and applying this stuff. That whatever it is that you're learning, whether it's on safety and again, I mean, making it relevant. That's why, like, when we talk about the stories and things of that nature, and doing the postures and everything. I mean, all of that is part of connecting with the audience and making it so that you are not boring everybody to death.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's no any specific questions right now on what we've been working on or what we've been doing so far?
For me, I don't have.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah.
So what I'd like you to do then, I'm going to give you some homework. And so I've given you some new tools, all right, to look at for creating games and not necessarily games, but interaction, right? Okay. So I want you to come up with something that is not a Jamboard. All right, and something where we can learn something using some of the tools that we've done. So it could be something like Mentimeter, or it could be something like Miro, where you have some structured system. Okay, and part of Miro is free. So something along those lines where we can create an interactive presentate or an interactive element of your content, the content that you would do. Okay, and we want to be able to kind of feel the learning within that interactive element. Okay, and so you have to do it with the explanation in the beginning, the program itself, and then the debrief.
Can be in any form, is it?
Any form, as long as it's related to your content or whatever it is that you do.
All right.
Okay. And for the for those of you that didn't do last week's homework, remember we still got to at least get a video on that.
Okay.
Okay. Or not last week's, yesterday's, day before yesterday, something like that. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, so today, short day, and in addition to this little homework, there will be some other videos that will be posted later on today. So please watch those. Okay, just the next section. Okay, watch those videos, and then tomorrow, what time do you want to meet?
I'm sorry, I may have a challenge tomorrow because it's a training day for me tomorrow.
Okay,
So
we can do it. Tomorrow's Thursday. How about Friday? Are we good with Friday?
Okay,
Yeah,
Friday, okay for me.
Because we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Okay, we're getting there. But so then we're almost done on this. Okay, so we the goal is to try to get done by the weekend. So Friday, who's everybody available on Friday?
Yes.
Awesome. 10 o'clock or 3 o'clock?
Either way is fine.
Which time? 10?
Okay.
Okay, 10.
10? Okay. So 10 o'clock